Today I fucked up by shitting my pants in my new car. Warning, some audiences may find this content disturbing. View at your own discretion. Welcome to the House of Reddit. Today, we share some recent r/Today I Fucked Up stories posted on Reddit. Today I fucked up by shitting my pants in my new car. Hi Reddit. No shame here, whenever the inevitable "have you ever shit your pants before?" comes up at cocktail parties, I default to telling this one to my buddies. Obligatory. This was 5 years ago now, but I'll remember the watery feel, the stench, and the look on my old man's face for some time to come. Senior year in high school. My grandparents helped me buy a brand new 2014 Dodge Charger SXT, RIP 2016 lol. The car was my dream and it was mean, and of course it was nice to flex a tremendously unnecessary investment. I lost the car a year later evacuating university for a hurricane. I digress, onto the FU. I was babying this car. Constant wipe downs with a microfiber towel, detailing, smell good spray, the works. I was feeling good, and I had a hot date. We were set to meet at the local Chipotle, and since things were going so well between us I got extra cleaned up for the occasion. Since I'm a caring son, I offered to grab my father some dinner togo so he didn't have to cook. I hop in my magic swaggin' wagon and FaceTime my date to tell her I'm leaving my place to come get her. As the car speakers echo the dial tone, I realize I have to lay a mean fart down. Since I didn't want to gross her out before we go eat, I expedite the push on my anus to vent the fumes. No big deal. As I hike my leg to rip the fart and not trap it on my new seat, I'm reminded of the common post-shower curse, a big ol' nasty shit. My pants immediately filled up. No warning. No oh no. Feeling. Just straight up faucet ass into my jeans. Instant wait. It filled my pants to the point I couldn't sit back down because of the pushback. Probably should have skipped Chipotle anyway, huh? Well, the lovely girl had just connected to the call, and I think all she really saw was a look of despair on my face. I hung up before she could say hello. No time to talk toots, I've got bigger titties to lick. I'd be damned if I let molten diarrhea touch the interior of my Charger. I hurriedly shuffled back up the driveway, upstairs into the bathroom. The contents of my pants shifted during the journey and began to drain as I made it to the top floor. I pull my pants down, hang my ass over the edge of the tub and do my best to spray with the shower nozzle. I hadn't messed myself since I was a toddler, so I didn't think logically or follow any protocol, I just did what felt right. I was almost in tears that the accident was as bad as it was. This was no skid mark. This was a full-on Class 2 offload, and a non-viscous one at that. To make the ordeal worse, my date kept ringing my phone trying to figure out what was wrong and if I needed help. I'm making more of a mess trying to clean up, my phone keeps buzzing. How could it get any worse? Well, when you hear your dad coming up the stairs blissfully asking, "Hey boy, didn't you already shower?" As he reached the top step and looked over to the bathroom, door left ajar in a panic, he notices a half-naked me spraying my asshole and a stream of watery shit over the bathroom tiles. All I could muster was dinner is gonna be late. Date cancelled. Togo order refunded. Embarrassment maximized. Just a few months ago I reached out to the girl to catch up, we're still friends, and I told her she had the honor of being the catalyst to the worst time I shit my pants story. Today I fucked up by accidentally killing an entire pond of koi fish. Obligatory. This happened a week ago and I am on mobile. Also, this is my first post ever, so apologies for any mistakes, still figuring out Reddit etiquette. So now to the story. I've worked at a small local pet shop for the past almost 3 years and have loved this job. Been a great high school job with good coworkers and a great boss. In the yard outside the store we have tanks full of koi fish for sale, as well as a pond of koi fish that my boss has been raising for the past 20 years since he opened our shop. For those of you that don't know, koi fish are very valuable, not so much when they're small like most of what we sell, but even we have some that go for $200 plus. While I've never done the math, the fish in the pond, as they are not for sale, must have been worth a few grand. Well, it's been very hot in our area as we live in the south and it's August. I was outside cleaning something and noticed that the fish pond, the one full of my boss's pet fish, was pretty low due to the heat. So I tossed in the hose and started it filling up. Now, for those of you who don't know much about fish, city water has chemicals that, while, supposedly, are safe for us, will kill fish. So whenever you're adding water to a fish tank or pond of any size, you have to add drops of prime, which will neutralize the water, making it safe for fish. Now I added the right amount of prime for the couple of inches of water I was adding, set my timer for 20 minutes, a reminder to turn it off, and headed back into the store. All of that is a fairly common occurrence for me, as I am generally responsible for outdoor maintenance and upkeep, including the fish. But here's where I fucked up. When my timer went off, I was working with a customer. No big deal, I'll just hit snooze and go turn it off as soon as I'm finished with these customers, except I didn't hit snooze. I hit stop. And when I was done with the customers, I completely forgot about the hose. So I finished working the shift, closed down the store with my coworker, locked up and went home. The pond has a drainage system so that it can't overflow. However, by running the hose into the water all night, all the primed water was drained off and replaced with city water, killing all the fish in the pond. My boss removed the most visible fish and took them to the dump. I drove up quickly and helped to remove the rest. Of course, I have apologized profusely and offered to cover the cost of the fish. My boss hasn't accepted my apology. He also hasn't fired me, so I guess that's the best I can expect. I left out some details and some other context, but I think this should give y'all the general idea of my biggest fuck up. Today I fucked up by giving my butthole an unexpected minty fresh attack. I was heading up to bed last night and needed to make a pit stop in the bathroom to poop. When I opened the door, my nose was assaulted by the smell from the damage my husband had done in there just moments before. We don't really like artificial cleaning product type scents, so we have a bottle with a few drops of peppermint oil mixed with water to spray when it's particularly malodorous in there. So I grabbed the bottle, squirted it 3 or 4 times into the toilet, then sat down. A few minutes later, when I'm in the middle of the action, I start feeling kinda cold and tingly. It quickly starts getting worse and feels like a burning icy breeze on my butthole and vagina. I try to hurry up, but this is one of those knees up half-hour type of events, and I could do nothing but helplessly sit there as the mintiness continued to batter my bits. Flushing repeatedly didn't help. Wiping definitely didn't help, and neither did a fan, so when I was done, I hopped in the shower. I managed to head to sleep a little while later, after drying off by squatting silently in my hallway so as not to wake my sleeping husband and kids, while shame scrolling on my phone and stifling my laughter. Today I fucked up by using HP recovery and wiping 9 years of data. Around May I decided to finally upgrade from my old Asus laptop to an HP Omen 15. It had everything I wanted: 16 GB RAM, 1660T, an Intel i7 9750 hours. It seemed perfect. Games ran fast, Blender could render a scene way quicker than any of my previous computers. Well, pretty quickly I learned that this beast could get hot. Like 97°C hot. I tuned it to run a bit slower with fans always on full. Temps dropped and it was perfectly usable. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago. I start noticing the laptop is off when I get home. Weird, but Windows 10 has done weirder things. I shrug it off and keep using it until it randomly hibernates while just browsing the web. Not normal, I say to myself. I switch to troubleshooting mode and begin with Event Viewer. A bright red circle with an X is staring right back at me. Error kernel power 88. I delve deeper into it and it's stating that thermal zone TZ01 got too hot and the system hibernated to protect itself. Not out of the realm of possibility this thing does run hot, maybe a background process pushed the CPU too much. I install Core Temp and Intel Extreme Tuning Utility and begin logging temps. Then the laptop hibernates again. After turning it back on, Event Viewer showed the same event, kernel power 88, all the information is identical to what was happening earlier. I checked the temp logs, the system was only at 30°C when this event triggered. Not normal. I blow out the fans but they are spotless. I purchased a fan pad to no avail. I underclock the CPU and it's still hibernating. I decide that since I'm still under warranty, I'll contact HP and see if they have any clue. We go through the standard run-through. We update the BIOS, no effect. We update Windows, no effect. We update all drivers, no effect. We run their diagnostic software. Everything passes. They end up deciding it has to be an issue with Windows and instruct me to install HP Cloud Recovery and use it to restore Windows on the laptop. I run the recovery and it begins to restore the system. This is where the FU happens. I'm used to recovery software only affecting the IS drive and not touching anything else. I have a 1 TB secondary drive that has all my files dating back to my very first computer. Years of work and all the music and art and games I have ever made in my life are stored on it. Well, turns out that HP's recovery wipes all drives installed in the system. Just like that, years of my life have been wiped. All my recent projects that I backed up from the OS drive gone. Utterly defeated, I searched the web and found Disk Drill. It's currently still running, but as of leaving this morning it has found over 8 terabytes of data on that 1 terabyte drive, but almost none of which are my project files. None of the files are named, and it will cost me $100 just to recover any of the files that it finds, so yeah, huge fucked up on my part for assuming the recovery wouldn't touch the secondary drive and should have just disconnected the hard drive. On the bright side, the laptop is no longer saying that it is overheating. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Turn on the notifications to know when we post new videos. Thank you for coming to the House of Reddit.